Hello, welcome everybody. I'm doing another replay analysis with Epicdeath. Hello, Epic.
Yo, how you going, guys?
I hope they are fine.
Hopefully you're alright. Yeah, I'm doing alright at least, so that's what's important, I suppose.
Of course. There's a quality issue.
Yeah, there's not a lot I can do about that. It's meant to be in 1080. I'll stop streaming and start again, see if that
Yeah.
helps.
In Germany, we call it potato quality,
Yeah, that's
Kartoffelqualität.
probably what it was. Um,
That's better.
allegedly streaming in 1080.
Yeah.
I very much doubt that I am. But yeah, good to get into it. Alright.
Yep.
So you got Wendigo, Malf, Drunk Pirate Crusader Landmine, Kai. Team's got Ig, Ice, Militia Cruise. So that's a holder, another egg, and Aqualord. Okay, double egg. Your job's to push early on for sure.
Yes.
Oh, just because someone asked super quickly, these are skill points from mode Browder's thinking about. And then this is a map hack indicator. Sorry, someone asked on my channel, so I thought I'd show that real quick.
Yeah, I've noticed this stuff also, but I don't know the
Sounds
function.
interesting. Okay. So, question is, do you keep this on free roll? I think I would probably re-roll this, honestly. Just level 1. I'm not a big fan of Malf without the best ads. Like, you can play it, but I think if you're gonna keep it, I think you should start Crusader, because otherwise you're really just having trouble on 2 and 3 unless you stay 2-0, and staying 2-0 is like it's not that punishing because you've got double egg, and so you're most likely kinging early. But I think I would just start Crusader. I mean, you don't really need warrior cover, right? You've got Aqua Egg. Like, you don't like warrior per se, but no one's getting fully punished.
I try to cover
So I think
against
the
warriors here.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you do well versus warriors here. I think the angle is start a Crusader 3-0, risk 2 a little bit that way. So you get the 3-0 start. But anyway, it's another game where they send warriors. So you're obviously happy here. Boost up the speed a little.
So
Should always be
what
mid.
about starting Crusader 4-0 and just adding my Melf for 2?
Yeah, you can do that as well for sure. The issue with that is you're a little weak on 3. Because you don't reach 190 gold for double Malf on 3.
Maybe then you can 2 Crusader 1 Melf for 3?
You can double Crusader, but if you double Crusader, you're going to be overbuilt for 5.
Okay.
So someone missed a warrior, so that's why the Aqua has 3 Aquas mid. But I mean,
I didn't notice that.
It doesn't make much difference, to be honest, in terms of like how the game would go. So this Wisp is, I think, just completely illegal here.
I was thinking if I should cancel it or not.
Yeah. So it's like, this is alright now, but this is pretty... This has a decent chance to leak, since the thing is this novice is probably going to be the first unit to die by like quite a bit because of the placement. The placement's fine once it upgrades into a Crusader, but it's pretty bad when it's just a 210 HP novice. We'll see if you get punished or not. I would personally not take the risk here, just because you've got Ig that's 3-0, Ig that's 3-0, and then 4-0 Aqua. So if you give them time here and they resend on 3, even like 4 Ferbs could be really, really painful.
So it's
and you
worth...
know that one guy's got 60 extra wood than he should have.
Yeah. So it's worth to stay 2-0 after they send warriors? In this case?
I mean, it sucks, but I wouldn't be risking leaking here. But we'll see. It looks like you're fine.
Because my issue in that game was that I didn't plan exactly ahead. I was just wanted to cover warriors and wanted to up a Crusader. But
Yeah,
it never came to that because I was pushing like quite illegal.
Yeah, and it's like, once again,
warrior.
the issue with this push is it's like, now it feels good because you're 4-0 here. But what are you going to do next level? right? And
Mm.
that's like also part of the problem with this role, right? Mouth
Mm.
without a ranged ad is a little bit awkward.
Malphus no
So
ranged ad.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So it really appreciates the ranged unit because I mean for 95 gold they've got 560 HP. They're really tanky. They give your ranged units a lot of time.
Okay.
But the thing is now you're leaking on 4 like this probably 90% of the time, maybe more, which is not the worst thing in the world. But once again, you're not the best on 6. So I'm not so sure you want to be leaking on 4. You don't have anything you can really add that's convenient. Like a second novice, it's still like a reasonable chance to leak. So I think it's time for the free roll pretty soon here.
Mm.
But we'll see how you end up. Ig Militia just leaks by itself, by the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I asked him to. He wanted to build a Crusader, but I said he should build maybe Spear Mildy. It's better
Yeah.
than.
The angle was Ice Troll Peasant.
Yeah.
Because Ice Troll with Ig is 80% chance to hold. Tier 1 makes it more or less 100%. So you go Ice Troll, and then you can add a little Peasant as well. And that'll be his best angle there. Just obviously it's not your role, but in terms of the advice, it's the best. Ice Troll's totally fine to go for a hold with as well. It's not like it screws you on 7 or whatever. It's totally fine, you know.
Does Ick and Ice Troll, it leaks on level 3, right?
No, about 70-80% of the time it'll hold. And you add a tier 1 and it's damn close to 100%. As long as you don't do something real stupid with the placement.
I had it in the tournament and I played Ick 1, Ice Troll 2 and up it for 3. It was really OB, but it worked. And then I could push.
The thing is, the upgraded Ice Troll is really crap. I think I would almost never build that so early.
Lots of people told me that I'm overrating Ice Troll.
The small one's pretty nice. When the aura hit changes the increments, it's pretty nice. Okay, you end up leaking a little bit here, which is like whatever. I wouldn't say it's super bad. It definitely makes it less bad if you end up leaking here as well. Because they already have the scout. And in the end, your Iglanes are pushing at least a bit. This guy over pushed a bit, so he's not reaching the spear. So you need to take that into account now as well, right? That like, okay, if this guy's going to get a second Ig on 5, he's not going to have a spear. If he's going to go for like double spears, then he's going to suck on 6. So if he goes for double spears, we don't want a leak on 5. If he's going for second Ig, we don't want a leak on 4. If that makes sense, right? Because of those 2 ways he plays it, one of those ways he's got awful on 6. One of those ways he's got awful on 5.
His plan was 3x. He announced it before.
Yep.
And I was just trying to help him in that way that he should just add 1 Spear Militia to it, maybe, or Ice Troll, one of these, but not Crusader.
Not Crusader is definitely correct. But yeah, even with the 40 gold, he could have done a light armor upgrade, which would have been okay. But I think you just go Ice Troll Peasant.
He messed it up a little bit. He saved 80 gold and he wanted to hold 6 with 1 milli and 2x, and that leaks pretty often for bad focus. And I told him,
I'm gonna say it leaks always.
Yeah, and then I told him,
old mate here, novice on 4 man.
Yep.
It's really awkward. You were just like a little bit of gold off what you needed in the early.
Yeah, like.
And it's like, do you prioritize pushing? Do you not? But instead of adding that second novice, it was 100% drop the novice, spin the free roll. Right? You're still on free. If you get Spectre, you hold. If you get infantry, you're fine. Acolyte, and like literally any of these little ranged units. Are going to help you out so much here.
On 4.
Oh yeah, on 4. 100%, and on 5.
It's true, because you basically not want to build like more than 4 or 5 mouths.
Nah, even 4 feels kind of bad, honestly.
And
it's hard to justify 4 Abnos.
Now I noticed I have really bad aggro because of the novice on the wall.
It's like the aggro was whatever. I think you've just got a pretty good chance to leak here.
Yeah,
because 4 mouths with 2 squishy ranged units with melee units with light armor that run in front. It's just it's no good. The novices don't really do anything here.
I didn't leak on intention. It was unintentional,
Yeah.
but I think it was good because they scouted Ick on one already with the warrior. Because
Yeah.
late leaks and one leaked late and had 100%, so they know one Ick for sure. And we
Yeah.
wanted to send 5, so then in the end I figured out leaking 3 and 4
Okay.
is not
Yeah, fair enough.
particularly bad.
Oh, look, it kicks your send up a little bit, but
Yep.
you're definitely vulnerable to resends.
Yep.
Like, you guys were terrible on 3,
Mm,
honestly breakable on 4.
yep.
You'd break 5 if you didn't, if you weren't sending. So because of the send and the feed he got from you and mid, he did reach the spear, so that's important.
Hmm.
But without that spear, he's really weak. And then obviously blue is YOLOing to the point where, I mean, he's just going to leak on 5 most likely,
He does quite
which is
big.
like whatever. So yeah, you've re-rolled here. It's a pretty good roll. I think you just go Abno anyway. It's probably not trying to go into a semi-hold with Militia at this point. You've just sent 5. You're already a fairly weak lane from the leaks 3-4.
Mm.
So it's just looking to YOLO and recover, so it's an Abno angle here. Because there's a world where you like consider starting spear militias. They're not the worst behind Malf, but not this game.
I figured out I have the perfect gold for Abno, so I just choose which one to up.
It's better here because it's better for 6. That's the reason Abno's good. And you can
Yep.
upgrade this one or that one. Either one was fine.
Mm.
It's realistically the novices, they'll walk a little bit faster than the mouse. Mouse are kind of slow.
Mm.
So what your aggro is probably going to look like a lot of the time is like this novice dies, then this Malf gets most of the focus, then the Abno gets most of the focus, then this, then this.
Mm.
So as long as you're not making like this one the abnormality, it's pretty okay.
I understand.
Ends up being a pretty good send. They don't go for the send.
And they have immolation.
They have immo, so it's cheeky goal. As you can see, that novice dies, then this mouth takes most of the focus because the birds wrap around, and then the
Yeah,
abno takes most of the focus next. So it's
exactly like you
relatively
said.
predictable there.
Mm.
And that's what you want. You don't want the abno to die instantly, really, because then it doesn't get all the spawns off. But you also want to make sure it's not the last one to die. Blue leaks, no surprise. You goal them like 50 creeps to king with immolation, so you just have massive time to push, which is what you're doing. Good. Everyone pushes up heaps here, even blue. So he's blue's probably pushed a bit too much here, realistically. But in the end, I suppose you're always just kinging, so
Yeah, we
I
did.
guess it
We
doesn't
killed.
matter too much.
We
Yeah,
got
he's
2
definitely gone for the
heals.
fat greed.
Yeah, that's
You take 2
where
heals, which is nice.
that's where I told him your leak.
Yeah.
He got it wrong. I just wanted him to cancel his push or whatever. Just so he can leak.
Roll or something. He's got 27 income, so he gets fat money in the end. Anyway, did you build here? No, you didn't. Good.
Nope.
You didn't need to. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting too interested in
Yeah,
Epicdeath's build.
no problem. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, and as I said, it's not an aggro question. It's actually just like, yeah, you're just gonna leak with this realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be very lucky not to. I know
No
it's the
leak.
last one to die here.
No
So
leak
that's totally
would
fine.
have been good. I think no leak would have been good because they have ammo, so less time is favorable for us.
I mean, this isn't about time. This is just about the guy that's like trying to hold 7 for you, not leaking for snow sand. I mean, yeah, he could do a lot of things better, but it's all fine.
He was
So what do you
absent
see?
for
You
quite a
see,
while. He came back and he didn't play it for a while, so
yeah, that's all good.
he needs to
Dark
be.
Priest and Night Saber, orange yellow. Okay. AoE leak on a third, 40 50. You're probably thinking like NG Aqua. Yeah, based on that.
I think it's an aqua.
Yeah. Alright, so you get a good amount of feed here. Stay 7-3 instead of going 7-4. That's fine. Yeah, that's relatively fine. Your best lane on 10 is 7-5 already.
Exactly.
So yeah, just 7-3 here. Make sure you don't rip on 8. And then 7-3 or 7-4 for 10. That makes sense. You probably like quote unquote expect to lose at least 2 heals on 7, so you want to make sure you don't die there to 12 bosses. That's all fine. There's Disciple turret leaking like that. Okay, yeah, maybe Disciple makes the most sense actually.
That
Interesting builds.
that goes horribly wrong. Crusader Dark Priest.
Yeah, shocking.
Not for you.
Alright. It just doesn't seem like they're two units that want to do different things. Alright, Spear Militia here. Makes sense.
Yeah. I think for me, Crusader is only a YOLO unit and Dark Priest is a holder unit. So I don't think Crusader can
You
tank
can
that
YOLO
much.
with Dark Priest as well, but it's difficult. Alright, I think doing relatively expected. How about Teal? He's not doing that well, but he definitely went for like a greedy build in terms of how much push he had. Make his lane a little bit fatter. Maybe not the best for your team, but you end up with 13-20 king when the creeps reach, so you're pretty fine. Should be 2 heals only.
No.
As long as you don't
I
lose.
lagged really hard because I was recording with OBS. It's 3.
Oh, it's 3? Ouch.
Yes.
I would have thought 2 only.
Yeah.
That's okay though. I'm kind of like used to most of the
Better
KC
king
isn't really pretty
controllers,
good, so
yeah.
I'm kind of spoiled. I'm not good at KC either, so
No, it's
Alright.
fine because I told you in the last game already that in FPG we lack shot callers and especially we lack good or just king controllers. We have
yeah, certainly
games.
don't help with
We have
those.
games at the moment where nobody wants to call and nobody wants to KC.
Yeah. Whoops. What's this doing here?
That's a wall pull for 10.
Right, Warpool with 300 range that walks forward before it attacks when the mouth is here. What do you reckon is going to happen to it?
Can you repeat that?
If the first boss is fast. So this guy's going to have 300 range when you give him a spear, and he likes to walk forwards before he attacks. So if your first boss is coming fast, what do you reckon is going to happen?
I just get sniped.
Yeah, there's a pretty high chance he just gets sniped here. If you're lucky, it'll work, but there's not that much upside to putting him here, right? It's like you get a little bit of a benefit, but it's not that crazy. So I definitely wouldn't do this.
Okay.
I think there's just a fairly high chance you lose 150 gold of DPS that you need, right? Because your lane is not like crazy strong or anything.
Yeah, that's true. Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
So I always like kind of a wall pull for 10 and a blocker, both. So can I maybe sell one of the tier 2s of the Crusader unupped? The novice? Could I maybe sold one of the novices and replaced it with the Spear Militia as wall pull for 10?
Spear Militia just isn't a wall pull for 10. It doesn't have enough range.
Oh.
So the wall pull in your role is ship. So if you wanted a wall pull, you could put a ship here or a ship here, and that would, because it has a long like auto attack range, that would shoot the first unit and then start travel to the wall.
So you could maybe take Spectre as well, and maybe Ranger.
Yeah, Spectre, Ranger, Spider are the classic cheap ones. Infantry Zeus specifically works, and in your role, the only option you got for it is ship. You don't really need it.
No.
Blocker's normally good enough. Certainly ain't bad. Okay, you're a little bit farm blocked here, so you should know that earlier, and you should just go for spears on these militias, because spear is better than melee militia here.
On 8?
Yeah.
Oh, I always
literally just because it's ranged and because you're mixing with mouths. You just want things to finish off the creeps that the mouths damage.
Oh, I always thought it's melee is better because it has normal attack damage type and not.
So the increments are the same, but the thing is, like, this guy doesn't have to run nearly as much, so he always has a target to hit because he's got 300 range. Old mate melee militia is gonna be fucking doing his best Greyman impression and like walking all over the lane, being an absolute moron because he's melee. Melee units, like ranged, is superior to melee if the stats are the same. That's just how it is.
The Greyman expression. I also have the Greyman expression with Slave Master, for example.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of units. So like, I can agree with you that the spear upgrade isn't a big priority on 8. And if you've got better things to build, then sure. But it's a hell of a lot better than just banking gold. That being said, not a
Yeah,
massive deal.
yeah.
But there's no reason to save. Okay, upgraded
Um,
warlock. That's good.
I have these issues often, but not often when it matters. Luckily, I
Yeah,
mean
that's
when,
something.
for example, when I am pretty sure that they will not send, and I mean you can never really know that. But let's say if I have enough value already to hold the level, then sometimes I'm. But I don't do that on purpose. But I then realize too late that I'm farm blocked.
Yeah, right. Probably not ideal.
Yeah,
Right.
I have no better way
You
how
get
to
a double
explain
big
it.
warlock.
Yeah.
I'm not such a big fan of that actually. I think I'd just
Okay.
stick to one,
One.
and then one big warlock. I think I'd go second Abno, big warlock, rest one big
Mm.
warlock, rest spear
Mm.
militia. Because the big boy's good for the armor reduction, but
Yeah.
the second one is like it doesn't really add that much, right?
No, but they have 2 hours at stack, kinda, to debuffs, right?
Yeah, they don't stack, not on the same target.
No, like an upped
No, it's just
warlock
an armor reduction.
and an unupped warlock.
Oh yeah, and like unupped and upped, okay, but
Yeah.
the unupgraded one just has a spell, and the spell isn't that impactful.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not on your lane. It's not bad with like a tanky setup like Hades Butcher that really can make use of the minus damage, but your
Mm.
setup it dies pretty quickly. It just needs to do enough damage.
Mm.
So I would say you just go for one upgraded Warlock, probably
Mm.
second Abno, and then just like more Spear Militias or a ship.
Mm. No, I can understand
Well,
that. Then you
I think
build
it's ship or second Abno at least.
one upped warlock and maybe one unupped, but not needed. Maybe focus on more on spear militia.
Yeah, I think the unupgraded Warlock is really low priority. The upgraded Warlock is good because it
Mm.
reduces the armor. The second one is not nearly as important because they don't stack, and if they're hitting different targets, well, that's just shit anyway. Uh, and the thing is with militia, you have so many increments because you can go light armor on them as well, and it's pretty fine. Okay, so you go full spears, got 129 gold. So what you do? Blocker, good. Go Warlock.
And
That's
light
fine.
armor. And a light, or I build a light armor on 1 milli.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like flying machine, you don't really need that here because it
Yeah,
doesn't work on spear militia. It's not
exactly.
a bad unit in general. Could have considered that. Hmm.
Has
I just
pierce
feel like this
damage.
guy made your increments a bit awkward.
Mm.
But
Okay.
in general, like it's not bad. I think the second upgraded warlock is the only like definite mistake here, and the
Mm.
rest is like more or less fine. That
Okay.
and like this guy, obviously, but we
Okay.
talked about him already.
Are there any other units that are similar to the warlock mistake here that you can think about?
I mean, it's just like the only reason this isn't such a good unit is because so much of its power on this level is in the debuff, which doesn't stack. So you
Mm.
build one of them, and
Oh.
it's like the value is better than 180
Yeah.
because you're giving a unit with like what 3,000 health minus 4 armor or
Mm.
whatever. That's really good.
Yeah. Minus
But
5, I think. But
yeah, whatever it is, doesn't really
or
matter. Right?
more.
But the second one, it's not giving the unit minus however much
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just doing 116 to 124 damage with like low attack speed and low
Mm.
HP.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's it's not very good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty substandard just damage dealer, and that's the only thing it's doing.
Okay.
Anyway, so you see the spear militia walks up. If one of the bosses was fast, then it would be dead. Almost dies to the panda there, but you got a little bit lucky. Well, I don't know if it's luck, but it was certainly like a risk, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance with the blocker that a spear militia doesn't get sniped there, but if it does, that's pretty painful. Anyway, good mid. Kills 2,
Yeah.
7-5 lane.
It
Does he
felt
get the
really
second
good.
boss? Nice.
I mean, 2
Yeah, that
bosses of
ends up going pretty
7-5.
well for you.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it looks like the game ends here based on the
Yeah.
time.
Sadly, the game ends here. But it felt really good. I mean, the mix felt really good. It felt like the bosses, like they melt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice focus. You kill one boss quickly. That's a
Yep.
big deal.
Yep. That's always important.
Yeah, in general, it was like not bad. Definitely some mistakes. The early game was really awkward,
Yeah.
for sure.
That.
And I think you just needed to start it differently, even though you would have ended up getting punished with a Crusader start. I still think it was correct. And if you really felt like you needed to cover, you can Crusader plus mouth.
So.
But I definitely think your reroll was too late as well.
Okay. On level 4, you could have taken it or
Honestly,
earlier.
on level 1,
Mm.
I would take it on level 1.
Mm.
I would drop 2 mouths and a novice and then reroll. And I think I don't need anything else to play that role.
Mm.
Even if I get just crap, I can mix with whatever and Abno on 5 and second Abno on 8. And it's like, hey, it's kind of a YOLO that might not be dead.
Mm.
And there's just like a lot of things you can get that are better than Mouth Crusader, because Mouth Crusader is not particularly good.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're going to play it, it needs to be the Crusader start to get that 3-0 in there.
3-0 Crusader, and then for level 2 you have 169 gold.
Yep, so you go Mouth and you bank some gold for double Mouth on 3.
Ah, okay.
So
That's good.
That, or you go double Crusader if you feel like your team needs cover on 2. But double Crusader means it's like you're not really a YOLO on 5 anymore. You've got to be so much value. So it's a bit painful.
There are some units I have issues with playing because I just think that I cannot play them really good, and that because of that I avoid them.
Is one of them Crusader?
One of them is Crusader, yes.
Yeah, it's a hard unit to play. Also because no one ever built it until like fairly recently. So I've only like learned to play the unit recently. I definitely don't play it flawlessly.
Yeah.
I'd say general rule is if you have more than one Crusader, it's just not going to be good the majority of the time.
Yeah, but it's no joke. You influence the players because you also played a lot of Crusader and people see it. And recently, it's kind of a Crusader. Yeah, how to say? People love
it's just such
playing
a
Crusaders
dopamine
now.
heavy unit. It one shots 1, it one shots 2, it evenly 2 shots 4. It's like it's so good on 1, 2, and 4, and it's decent on 3. It just feels good to YOLO. But yeah, it's definitely pretty awkward to play.
Yeah, people like to play it recently, and it's a hard unit to play in my opinion, and lots of the people fail with this, and I will just avoid it.
Yeah.
And
the reason why it's hard is because you have to mix, and mixing is hard.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
And 2 other units that I avoid because I feel like I cannot play them really well is Ghoul and Meatwagon.
Oh, my heart. Ghoul is my favorite unit.
Yeah.
I love Ghoul. I love it so much.
But to me it feels like it's because I don't know what is a good ad for it. For example, so it basically when I want to copy the builds I see, I start with Ghoul and I start 3-0 or 4-0, and then I have an issue till level 4, and it feels like I'm not pushing anything till level 5.
Ghoul likes Veteran.
Hmm.
Ghoul likes Mouth. Ghoul likes Cannon.
I should write that down somewhere.
Yeah, so Veteran, Mouth, Cannon, Nightsaber. It's a really nice mix with Nightsaber because you can just start 3-0 instead of being 2-0 till level 3.
Wait, I wanna note that.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Veteran, Mouth, Cannon, Nightsaber.
So
you can play it with
Ghoul
Greymane.
With Greymane, Veteran, Melf, Nightsaber.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Crusader?
Guard. They're on the same slot, and Crusader. Like Ghoul kind of wants something beefy in front of it for 5. Like the big upside of Ghoul is it's like lets you have push level 1. It's pretty strong level 2 because it one shots. Then it needs help on 3.
Yep.
Help on 4.
Help on 5, and on 6 is OP.
On 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want a unit that can help you out 3, 4, 5, basically.
So I noticed Ghoul is good together with Grey, Veteran, Melf, Night Saber, and Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cannon as well.
Cannon, yeah, cannon. Okay.
You can play it with heaps of units. It's just all about the mix. It's
Yeah.
good with Ig as well. You can do Ig double Ghoul into Tok if you want. I'm not a big fan of that in general, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are just heaps of options, really, and it's just all about if you think you have the units to mix. It's really good with Polar Bear as well. It's just the issue
Yeah.
with that is you're a bit bad on 4, so you need to be
Yeah.
careful with that.
But you can
So, yeah.
basically you go for Magna 5 then, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Depends what your ads are. I mean, I had a 490 value hold 5 and 6,
Oh.
which was pretty nice.
What the?
With Ghoul Polar Dark Mage Raider.
Oh, that sounds really, really good.
Yeah, both teams tried to clog, and both teams failed. And I was mid with 490. So, whoops.
Oops. I thought
I was like,
enemy clogs, but then it would be even more OP.
they also failed to clog.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Both teams had 2 mid.
I think.
But I figured, like, you know what? I got 490 value, and 90 of that value is a Raider. Surely I'm not mid on 5.
Yeah.
Fucking mid on 5.
But I think every player has preferences which unit to play
absolutely.
and which unit not. For example, my favorite unit is Disciple and LOD.
I hate Disciple. Okay.
Really? Okay.
I hate it.
But sometimes I feel
It's
like
really insane.
30 or
It's
40%
really, really
of my
strong.
games are with Disciple, and it's brain dead sometimes, but it's so good.
Well,
So good.
I play Ghoul sometimes when I think realistically a free roll is probably better.
Yeah.
But I try and play it when I know I can have a decent game with it.
Yeah.
I mean, like Rummy likes sprites, for example.
Yep. So, yeah, then thank you, Epic, for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the good advice you gave me. Thank you for the talk. The talk in between. And yeah, of course, these have been good games for me because I sent them for an application. But there might be also some bad games. I can check my replays again.
There's nothing wrong with sending in like bad games, right?
Yeah, but
if you're looking for the advice, if you're looking for the success, then yeah, try and send in games where you think you played well.
Yeah.
If you're looking for advice, then it's a slightly different thing.
Yeah,
but in the end, like, just because a game goes badly doesn't mean it was a bad game, if that makes sense. One of the best games I had on my vouch request was an Alchemist Mouth mix where I played Alchemist, they sent Warriors level 1, and I fucking ripped. And it was rough.
Yeah.
And I had to mix a unit that I wasn't familiar mixing, and I ended up mid 15 still, which was,
wow.
I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
With like 3,600 value. But we lost the game. But in the end, like, I felt like it was a pretty good game because it's like, you know what? I was able to mix something that I didn't at the time really know how to mix, but it was like, had to go with not my plan, mix, and it ended up working relatively well, even though I didn't play it perfectly.
Yeah, that's good. Well, then I will collect like 2 more replays where I play really bad, and then when maybe we can meet again in 1 or 2 weeks. And
yeah, no worries.
You can help me there as well if you like. If not, it's also fine.
Yeah, should be good for time.
Okay, then thank you again, and thank you all other guys for watching. We see us in the next video.